Your identity drives your performance. You cannot perform beyond the level of your identity. If you see yourself as an average person, you will always be an average person. Personal development is a journey, it's not a destination, it's a lifelong journey. You just move from one phase to the other. So if someone is asking, how do I engage or how do I start? I want to really develop myself. I want to grow personally. I want to develop my mind. I want to engage in what people call personal development. I want to become a better version of myself. Now, here's what I'll tell you. The first thing you need to do is what I call self-awareness and discovery. Self-discovery, self-awareness. Listen, if you can get this, you are good. That's the truth. If you can get this, you are good. You see, I've seen people out there that have not come to a point where they truly understand who they are. They've not come to a point where they truly understand their limitations, understand their weaknesses, understand their strengths. Because you see, you can't develop yourself in an area you do not know your weakness or you do not know your strength. So you must understand, you must know, what are my weaknesses in this area? What are my strengths in this area? It's very important. So when we talk about self-awareness, it's simply understanding who you are. Who are you? If I'm to ask you a question, if someone were to ask you a question, who are you? What would you say? Who are you? What is the quality of your personality? So when we talk about self-awareness, it's all about going inwards, uncovering who you truly are, uncovering your strengths, uncovering your weaknesses, and designing a system that helps you work on your weaknesses while you still strengthen the things that are like advantage to you. All right, so it's very, very important. You have to know yourself. Know yourself. That's where everything starts. And you see, when we talk about knowing yourself, we're talking about your identity. We're talking about who you really are on the inside. When you look at the mirror, who do you see? Who do you see? Because listen, your identity drives your performance. You cannot perform beyond the level of your identity. If you see yourself as an average person, you will always be an average person. So let's say, for example, you desire to perform at a level of 8 or 9 over 10, and your sense of identity, your self-awareness, or your self-perception is at the level 5. Guess what? You will never perform beyond the level of your self-perception. You never perform beyond the level of your identity. And this is the power and the importance of self-awareness. If I ask you, what's your personality type? Do you know? I just want to say, what's the need? What's the essence of personality type? It's important because in this world, you're going to interact with people. You must understand, am I introverted? Am I extroverted? You must understand, okay, what area of weaknesses do I have? And usually I tell people this, you see, you must, you can do an introspective study about your upbringing, the experiences you had, because these are the things that have shaped you into who you are right now, into how you see yourself. Okay, so there's what we call self-concept, which talks about your self-image, your self-ideal, and your self-esteem. If I talk about self-esteem, how much do you like yourself? When you stand before the mirror and you look at yourself, do you like yourself? Do you value yourself? Do you think you are worth anything? This is self-awareness. Because that's where the journey begins. If you don't have an authentic picture of who you are, of your capacities, of your strength, you will live a defeated life. So go back, look at yourself, tell yourself, okay, I know I'm good at this, I have strength in these areas. Okay, in these areas, I know, I have weaknesses here, I need to make certain adjustments. Beautiful. And you begin to design a system that helps you begin to make certain adjustments. Because if you do not understand yourself, you begin to bring in your excesses into other people's lives. You bring in your excesses into your business, you bring in your excesses into your finances. It cuts across different areas of your life. Now, I had a conversation with someone a few years ago, and one of the complaints the person gave me was, I don't like myself. The person just feels, I don't think I'm worth anything. And there I told the person, listen, You cannot perform beyond the way you think right now. You can never perform beyond the way you see yourself. I had to take the person through a journey of uncovering themselves, of them getting to know that, listen, you have strength in this area. This is just a limitation in which you can work on and become a better version of yourself. So self-awareness is very, very important. When you go to the scriptures in the Bible, Galatians chapter 6, verse 4, Message translation, it said, make a careful exploration of who you are. Listen, you need to explore your personality. You need to explore yourself. Go deep down into yourself. Your identity, your personality, your self-awareness is not based on the opinions of people. It's not based on what you see out there. It's not based on the verdict that people have placed on your life. It's not even based on what you have or what you don't have. I've seen people that are waiting to make money so that the monies will validate their personality. No, you don't need to wait for that. What you have or do not have does not determine who you are. All right, so very, very important. The journey starts from self-awareness. Be very deliberate. Sit down. Talk to yourself. Okay, I have strength in these areas. I have weaknesses in this area. And you begin to make adjustment. Begin to make adjustment. Don't forget, your identity drives your performance. All right, so self-awareness, self-discovery, uncover yourself, get to know who you are, and begin to make adjustments, begin to grow, begin to access information that will begin to change and alter your behavior. One of the secrets to behavioral modification is actually identity change. Okay, you have to start seeing yourself in a certain light that is different from what others see you. You have to actually see yourself in a different way. Because if nothing happens to you within, nothing will really happen to you without. Okay? So the journey starts from the inside. It starts from you uncovering your personality and getting to know who you truly are. And can I say this? The reason why we live a life of competition, comparison with one another is because we do not truly understand who we are. We do not truly understand our identity. Because you see, if you don't have an authentic picture of who you are, you begin to live a life of comparison, a life of competition that is not necessary. You begin to compete with those you are supposed to work together with. There's no need to live a life of competition because we are all different. Our makeup is different. Our makeup is different. So what are your beliefs? What are the things you're convinced about? What are your passions? What are the things that you have come to that has become convictions in your heart? All these things determine the quality of your life. And like I said, pay attention to your self-esteem, how much you love yourself, how much you value yourself. It is very, very important. So it starts from within. It starts from within. Your identity, who you are. Pay attention. Keep exploring yourself. Keep going deeper into your personality and keep working on yourself. That's why the journey starts. Because listen, if you're going on a journey, you must start from a starting point. There must be a starting point when you're going on a journey. And that starting point is simply self-awareness.